fabulous rockers! How have you been doing since I saw you last? Keeping well, I hope. In this week's project, I want to do something inspired by nature. I'll be doing a lot of that this year, creating things that perhaps I see in my garden or while sitting in my garden, my pets, your pets, and this week it's an owl. I also want to use iridescent paints. Now, you know as well as I do that when I use metallic paints or iridescent paints, it doesn't turn out so good on camera. So I'm really hoping that this one will. I also want to use a gold because I didn't feel that brown was the right colour for this amazing little rock. So let's check out this little owl and have a look how it goes. This little owl is so simple, you'll be amazed. I'm going to start with his face first, and then one wing. So I'm going to turn it upside down because it's easier for me. Kind of love heart shaped on the bottom, but I'm not going to come to a point. Going to come around. There you go. How's that? If you have a love heart template, you can pencil it on, and you know that bit that comes down in the middle here? Well, you could just soften that off and you've got this shape. Now it's wing. I'm going to start here and a nice big swooping gently curved line all the way down to the other side. Does not look like an owl right now, but it will shortly, I promise. This one is all in the painting. You don't necessarily have to paint this owl the colour of an owl, but what I want to do is all this white space here I'm going to paint in a gold colour. You can choose whichever colour you like. Now, as you can see, this is a really wishy-washy gold colour, so this is going to need quite a few coats. So I think what I'll do is, so you guys don't have to sit there watch me painting it and listen to me holding my breath when I'm concentrating on really fiddly bits, I'm going to take this away and I'm going to colour all of this in this gold colour, and then when I come back after a good few layers, you'll be able to see how really awesome it's going to be. The colour I'm going to use here is a bit of an experiment for me. I've never used it on a big space before, which this is. So let's have a look. Let me show you which one it is. It's the Electric Plum Purple. So let's have a look. If it doesn't work, I'll go over it in paint, a different shade of purple. Now this is an iridescent paint, and you know as well as I do that I really shouldn't be using this for camera work because it doesn't show up too grand, and when it does, it glazes so much it's unbelievable. But I'm going to take a chance. Now, I know that looks dreadful, but let me see if I can get some shading on you. Oh well, maybe not. The gold hasn't turned out too bad. This piece here, it's going to stay white, I think. I'm not too sure yet. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but for now it's going to stay white. Do you know, I actually like the brush lines here. I might not even finish painting this so it's all blocked in one colour. I love this effect. Yes. Like this lots. Okay, So, ordinarily, I would have gone over this in a few coats, so this was all nice and blocked in, but I'm loving the effect on this, so I think I might keep it. Okay, so once this is dry, I'll be back again. Our little owl is looking fabulous. I'm going to use some bright yellow to colour these big, huge eyes. I'll leave those dry before you do anything else with those. Orange for his beak. Now, this. I decided to leave all the brush strokes on it because I thought it looked quite effective. I hope you enjoyed it too. I've got a black pen and I am not going to do anything else except for some lines and some squiggles. Now, I'm going to do some feathers. And they're going to be long, like so. What I'm going to do with these is put the line up in the middle and add some feathery strokes. But I'm only going to do it on half. Keep doing this until you get to the end, but the next line is now going to come in between the one before. A good guide is where you drew a line down the middle of the last layer. That's where you want to start and end on this layer. And then the same again. Now just keep doing that until you get right down to the end. You can now, if you want to, add some extra details like a couple of dots here and finish off around the sides. Before I put my eyeballs in this owl, I'm going to give him some eyelids. I'm using a brown pen. Now owls have big eyes, so what I want to do is I'm going to take some black paint and a dotting tool. Now you can use the eraser end of your pencil for this and put a big eye right there and then one over here. Okay, he looks a bit weird right now actually. I'm going to wait until these black bits dry before I put some highlights on there. And whilst we're waiting, I'm going to go around the eye and the beak with an outline all the way around. You can, if you want to, go all the way around the white with a block line, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use lots of little lines so it looks feathery. And there is a super simple little owl. You can, if you want, you know the space you've got here? You can write something, you can put a flower on it, you can put a love heart on it, you could put whatever you fancy on it. I think I'm going to leave mine. I'm going to take this away, finish off doing around the bits that you couldn't kind of see me doing anyway. Bring it back when it's finished, put some dots on, and he's going to be done. This little dude is nice and dry. I've gone round and I've done all the bits that I cheated on earlier, and all that's left for me to do now is some highlights on his eyes. So I'm going to put one big dot and a little dot. Now I'm using my paint pens here. You can use the end of your paintbrush to do these little highlights or a dotting tool. But there is my owl. really do hope that you get the quality from the images, even though I've used a gold paint and an iridescent paint. I've also been a little bit sneaky here because there was so much glare. I thought to myself, you know, I'm just going to add a little something, and whilst doing the project I kind of inspired myself, so I've added something. What I'm going to do is put a little video in a square here. You might have seen me rocking back and forth thinking, oh, shall I do it now, shall I wait? I'm not sure. So this is what I've actually done to my little owl. Let's have a look at this little booty. Now I've definitely got no glare from this way, simply because this hasn't been lacquered. A lot of my rocks lately are not being lacquered, simply because I can't get out to buy lacquer. But that's a whole nother story. I think this has turned out really good. Simple lines, nothing spectacular until it's finished, and then it is an absolute hoot. If you feel inspired by this rock, I hope you give it a go. You can also use the design that I've done as just a doodle rock. You'd be surprised how many different fantastic rocks that I've seen with doodles on. They're just brilliant. Give it a bash. If you've been inspired or you've enjoyed this week's project, please don't forget to like and share it with your friends. Before you leave today, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and click that little notification bell. Also, if you wish to help the Taff Rocks channel out, there's some links in the description box below for Patreon, Ko-fi and an Amazon wishlist. Until I see you next time, guys, keep on rocking, keep on creating, keep on being absolutely amazing. Ciao for now.